Welcome to Rama's Science World. Learn English by reading English books. The international bestseller 10 Changes Remarkable Results Atomic Habits, James Clear. Your habits can compound for you or against you. Positive compounds, productive compounds. Accomplishing one extra task is a small feat on any given day, but it counts for a lot over an entire career. The effect of atomic an old task or mastering a new skill can be even greater. The more tasks you can handle without thinking, the more your brain is free to focus on the other areas. Negative compound, stress compounds, the frustration of a traffic jam, the weight of parenting responsibilities, the worry of making ends meet, the strain of slight high blood pressure. By themselves, these common causes of stress manageable, but when they persist for years, a little stress compound into serious health issue. Positive compounding, knowledge compound. Learning one new idea won't make you a genius, but a commitment to lifelong learning can be transformative. Furthermore, each book you read not only teaches you something in new but also opens up different way of thinking about old ideas. As Warren Buffett says, that's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. Negative compounds. The more you think of yourself as worthless, stupid, or ugly, the more you condition yourself to interrupt life that way. You get trapped in that loop. The same is true for how you think about others. Once you fall into the habits of seeing people as angry, unjust, or selfish, you see those kind of people everywhere. Positive compound, relationship compound. People reflects your behavior back to you. The more you help others, the more others want to help you. Being a little bit nicer in each interaction can result in a network of bold and strong connection over time. Outrage compound, riots, protests, and mass movements are rarely the result of single event. Instead, a long series of micro aggression and daily aggravation slowly multiple until one even tip the scale and the outrage spread like a wildfire. What progress is really like? Imagine that you have an ice cube sitting on the table in front of you. The room is cold and you can see your health breath. It is currently 25 degrees. Ever so slowly, the room begins to heat up. 26 degrees, 27, 28. The ice cube is still sitting on the table in front of you. 29 degrees, 30, 31. Still nothing has happened. Then 32 degrees, the ice began to melt. A 1 degree shift, seemingly no different from the temperature increase before it, has unlocked a huge change. Breakthrough moments are often the result of many previous action which build up the potential required unleash a measured changing. This pattern shows everywhere. Cancer spreads 80% of its life undetectable, then takes over the body in months. Bamboo can barely be seen for the first 5 years as it builds extensive root system under the ground before exploding 90 feet into the air within 6 weeks. Similarly, habits often appear to be make no difference until you cross a little threshold and unlock a new level of performance. In the early and middle stage of any quest, there is often a valley of disappointment. You expect to make progress in a linear fashion, and it's a frustration now how ineffective changes can seem during the first day, weeks, and even months. It does not feel like you are going anywhere. It is not hallmark of any compound process. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. This is one of the core reasons why it is so hard to build a habit that lasts. People make a few small changes, fail to see a tangible result, and decided to stop. You think I have been running every day for a month, so why can't I see any change in my body? Once this kind of thinking takes over, it is easy to let go good habit fall by the wayside. But in order to make a meaningful difference, habit need to persist long enough to break through this plateau. What I call the mm, plateau of latent potential. If you find yourself struggling to build a good habit or break a bad one, it is not because you have lost your ability to improve. It is often because you have not yet crossed the plateau of latent potential. The complaining about not achieving success despite working hard is like complaining about an ice cube not melting when you heated it from 25 to 31 degrees. Your work was not wasted, it is just being stored. All the action happens 30 at 32 degrees. When you finally break through the plateau of latent potential, people will call it an overnight success. The outside world only see the most dramatic event rather than all that preceded it. But you know that it's the work you did long ago. When it seemed that you won't make any progress, that makes the jump today possible. It is the human equivalent of geological pressure. The two tectonic plates can grind against one another for millions of years, the tension slowly building all the while. Then one day they rub each other once again the same fashion they have for gauges. But this time the tension is too great. An earthquake erupts. Change can take years before it happens all at once. Mastery requires patience. The San Antonio Spurs, one of the most successful teams in NBA history, have a quote from social reformer Jacob Riis hanging in their locker room. When nothing seems to help, I go and look at stonecutter hammering away at his rock. Perhaps 100 times without such a crack showing in it. At the 101st blow, it will split into two. And I know it was not that last blow that did it, but all that had gone before. All big things come from small beginning. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision, but as The decision is repeated, a habit sprouts and grow stronger. Roots and entrench themselves and branches grow. The task of breaking a bad habit is like uprooting a powerful oak within us, and the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. But what determines whether we stick with a habit long enough to serve the plateau of latent potential and break through to the other side? What is it that causes some people to slide into unwanted habits and enables others to enjoy the compound effect of good ones? Thank you. We will meet again in another video. Thank you very much.